What is poppin'? Roger Real Deep Cool coming at you Labor Day, Monday. I took off. I could have went in and got the extra 4, but I took off for myself. And I took off for tomorrow. So, we're going to be all studio days. I'm going to get in here and get it in. There's more pressing issues that I'm going to discuss with you later. But we're going to start this off. Let me tell you how it's going to go. I got 30 minutes. My phone cuts off in 30 minutes. Fragrance. Music. And last but not least, a little testimony. Holla at your boy. That's how we're going to do it. Poppin', thank God you're here. Thank God I'm looking at you, seeing you. All is good. Right now we doing the thing, you know what I mean? The sun is shining. Everything is cool. We need a little water. We need some water over here in, Philly and Jersey. They talking about drought, A lot of heat. A lot of heat for September. A lot of heat for September. We'll talk about that later. All right, here we go. Let's talk about these fragrances. And this is a fragrance review for Dior Homme Parfum. I wore this for 3 days. I'm just going to do it behind here. How about that? No? Can't do it like that? I can't even see you. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Hey, no. Let me stop wasting time. I wore this for 3 days. 3 days. I wanted to give it a chance. I want to give it all that I can give it. And first of all, it kind of smells like the other Dior Hommes with the lipstick. A slight cacao thing. I'm talking about this right off the nozzle to the nose. And I'm not sure if it has like a violet in here or something maybe. You know I'm a violet. I start feeling violet. Anyway, let me look it up. Let's get it up and running up here. Don't have a lot of time. See what we got here. Dior Homme contains 3 key notes. 3 key notes. There's more in here, but 3 key notes. That would be leather. Alright. Well, I'll say it how they say it, okay? Composition print on the bottle. Iris from Tuscany. Sandalwood from Sri Lanka. And a dark and masculine leather accord. The fragrance is available in distinctive 75ml at the price of 102.5 euros. More in the States, of course. Outer packaging is black and discreet. Detailed color, gold color. Nose behind the fragrance. Francius. The Machi, I guess he made the other ones too. Alright, so this is just I guess a perfume version of the other ones. Of Dior Intense or however. Well, let me tell you. It's okay. I wouldn't pay over $110 for a 75ml of this. It doesn't wow me, but it does transition. Okay, what you get after a while is it start to go to the cocoa vibe. And let's talk about these other notes that are supposed to be in here. I'm going to highlight them. Rose, dark rose, ambrette, cedar, sandalwood. I talked about sandalwood. Argarwood, which is oud, and Italian orange. Those are the other notes that are supposed to be in here. Top note, the orange and the violet, and I like some violet. Rose and leather for the mids. Coriander, cedar, sandalwood, and oud for the bottom notes. I thought this would be I like sandalwood a lot, so that's what got me interested in buying this. Because when I looked at the notes, I saw the sandalwood, and it was the third note that everybody said they smelled the most. But they smelled it, so I said, well, look, I'm a blind buy it. I'll take sandalwood all day. Leather, that was another decision because, I don't have a problem doing leather. Cuir Amethyst, which is what I'm wearing today, my signature scent. So I have no problem with leather. I'm down with the leather. Let me re-up on this real bit. This thing is banging. Woo! That's about 17 sprays so far, youngsters. 17. Again, it's okay if you have a lot of Dior's, which I sold most of mine when I had them. As soon as I got them, I got rid of them. Dior Intense I sold. All Man I sold. And now I was thinking about selling this, but I'll keep it just having the collection. Because I didn't pay over $100 for it. Close though, very doggone close with the shipping. Look it up and you can find out where you can get it at a decent price. I guess Amazon, eBay. You can find reputable sellers, of course, reputable sellers to sell you this. Again, for me, nothing seriously mind-blowing. I do like the transition down later on that you do get a little bit of the amber later on as it dries down. Almost like a vanilla type thing. Maybe the cedar and the sandalwood. I mean, not the sandalwood and the cedar, but the sandalwood and the ambre is coming together at the end. It's giving it like a sweet type vibe. Other than that, maybe even a rose got to play somewhere, but it does dry down. It does transition as it starts to get weaker. It does transition into a little bit of a sweet note and vibe at the end. It does last long, but as far as pushing off the skin, it only pushes off for me, unless my nose, get tired. Probably like 3 hours, maybe 4. And I was wearing it like working most of the time. I never wore it just going out like I'm wearing this today, just going out chilling. But as far as working, maybe 3, 4. I'm not sure whether the perspiration and humidity, because it's been hot in Philly, been knocking it down. I figured that would make it bump, But I always smelled it. Always just smell it on the back of my hand. I always just smell it, but nah. It is not a Cuir Amethyst. Oh, which turns into a chocolate thing as well. I think it's something about violet. You know what I mean? Like this has violet as well. You know what I mean? So, I've been, Cuir just got me, iris. I'm sorry, Tuscany. What you call them? Leather was iris. Either one, iris or violet for me. I'm down with those now. It's just something about what they do. I don't think it did enough for this. I don't think the iris did enough for this. I think, the iris, they could have pumped a little bit more iris in this, I think. They just didn't pump enough in it to make it distinct for me. As far as the violet and Cuir Amethyst, pow! That's the major player right there, baby. That's the boom, bam, bam, boom. It has coriander and some other things going on. I'm not going to tell you all that, but I got that bourbon vanilla in there too. Oh man, this is awesome. Awesome. That's why it's my signature scent. Took a lot for me to get a signature scent. 1996 was my signature scent for a minute, but now, and 1996 has a little bit of suede leather in it too. But Cuir Amethyst, okay? All right, so we're done with that. All right. Told you about it, what I think about it. It's all right. Nothing to write home about. If I had a choice between this at the price I paid and Terry Mugler's Pure Havana or Pure Malt, I would have bought Pure Havana or Pure Malt. How about that? Not that. I would have bought Josh's Cape Heartache if I didn't have it. Or Memoirs of a Trespass if I didn't have it. Or I could have picked a color, probably Yesterday's Haze. I probably would have, Yesterday Haze, I would have bought that before I bought this. Just telling you how I feel. Alright? I'm not saying don't buy it. If you don't have a Dior, or if you don't have a lot of bottles in your collection, then this might be good for you. But if you have a lot of bottles, and that's the thing, y'all, for something to crack the cage for me, it gotta be special, because I don't go redundancy. There's no need in buying redundancy. I don't need something that smells so much closer to something else that I don't need to have it. Now, I'm making an exception with my man's single malt with apple and brandy. Those are very, very close. But I don't have a lot of apple and brandy, but my man gave me a great deal on the single malt. So I'm going to get that. So I'm going to go ahead on and buy that because I don't have a lot of apple brandy. That's a close. That would be redundant. Between them two, I think I like apple brandy better. But like I said, because of what I have and because I'm a collector, I'm going to go with the single malt. I'm going to add that into the collection. All right? That takes care of that. Now to the music. A lot of you may have I put up my music, me singing and the track. Speaking of singing in the track, we'll start it from right here in the studio. And it's called It's All On Me. And this is going to lead into my last part of the video. Alright? And, I wrote about the song. And it's about, as I cut the track. When I first cut the track, it was like, something about I want to get to know your name or something. But, I was just inspired to change it. Somehow the other two is all on me. And what this song talks about, it talks about 3 women that I had significant relationships with. I'm actually leaving out one, but 3 significant relationships. Probably I could have squeezed the fourth in there, the song would have been too long. But really had, they all meant a lot to me. But really, 3 significant relationships that I had. And I speak about those relationships really short because I can't write a book about each relationship. But one talks about how it started so wrong because we did something like we broke up marriages to be together. We weren't happy in our marriages, and we did the ultimate. Spiritually and morally was, to get together, being married, and not try to work out our marriages and what the differences were. And that's the first part of my song, and how, even though we did that, we still, even though we lasted a long time, we lasted 11 years. It was pretty much up and down a lot of them times. And that's only because, we was always told, even after we got married, that, and that's bad move. It ain't gonna be blessed, you know what I mean? Because of the way it was, only because we didn't make the effort to try to do what we had with our other relationships. And I can say that my marriage that I was in before I talk about this first marriage really wasn't that bad. I really didn't want to be married. Our situation kind of put us in a position that we had to get married, per se. I'll tell that story maybe one day in another type of testimony. But we kind of got married reluctantly. So again, we didn't feel though we was married. We was common law, that was cool. So, that wasn't an excuse for me to leave that marriage to get involved with somebody who was married to somebody else, which she had a problem with. It just made it a bad move. And that's why I started out with that first verse in my song. And I talk about it with 4 sentences, and I try to break it down through a paragraph best I could in the song. Second one is about how I met this sister that I really, really dug, but it went so fast. It was like quick. It was like we met each other, we really dug each other. I wasn't really living with her, I really didn't move in with her. We still both had our same spots, but we ended up getting into this big property together, and that became sort of a problem too. I became a little insecure about that, and I'll detail that maybe in another testimony as well. But it was a big situation. It was a big responsibility, more on her than it was for me. But I still felt obligated. But again, in the long run, it didn't work out, and I still see that property all the time because I take that way going to work. I kind of picked that property, and she kind of co-signs on that property, and unfortunately I'm not there anymore. So I had to write about it and how, we just got into that too fast. That was a big obligation. Our friends was like, what the heck are y'all doing? And I'll talk about that in the second verse. So it's not one of them songs that's going to be pretty and sexy and all that stuff. This is real life for me, and I want to write about it. Let's talk about my last relationship, whereas after going through those 2 relationships, I really wanted to be with somebody who wanted to be with me. And I wanted to be with somebody who wanted to be with me all the time, because I really wanted to be with her all the time. But, between her family and the ties she had between her family, it didn't leave a lot of time for me. And even though we got engaged, what my sticking point was, I didn't need to be with her every day of the week because I worked a lot. But I needed to know that the time we did have, that we have available for each other, we were going to be together. And I felt as though if I just, got engaged with her, that this would make it happen, that she would be forthright to really want to put that time in. But it was like, I felt as though, her family was more important to her, and she let me know that. And with that being in mind, I started getting selfish. She called me selfish, and man, that was it. It broke. And I still miss her. I still want to be with her. All these women. The first one's about to get remarried. The second relationship, I would love to be with her again. I'll be honest. And I'm gonna put this video on Facebook, so if she see it, she'll know it. Or her people will know it, whoever looking at this. I'd love to be with her again. Last relationship, I would love to be with her again, but people gotta be, in relationship, people gotta be willing to give and take. And everything can't just be about you and about me. See, I found myself always being the guy who always willing to sit back and relax and say, okay, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. But if I'm willing to do that, then you got to meet me on my terms too. And it can't be like, bang, I see you when I see you. I'll give you as much time as I want to give you. Whereas I'm here waiting. So then I start moving off into something else, and I start spreading my wings and flying away. And it just didn't work. And our relationship became just a little bit too I don't know. It wasn't a dominating relationship from her point of view. I did feel as though I had a lot to put into it as far as me being a man, and that was another thing that kind of made me feel insecure. And I mentioned that in here when I said I thought that she would replace me. I don't know what I was thinking, because that's my metaphor in saying that she would replace me in herself, because I wanted to be the man in a relationship, but it seemed as though she was more like being a man in a relationship. So I felt she would replace me with herself, and then if not that, then she would replace me with somebody else that could let her be the power that she wanted to be in a relationship. But later on, as we started talking about it towards the end and towards trying to rekindle it, she kind of admitted that, it wasn't. She kind of felt what I was feeling, but man, I was already on to something else by that time, and it was kind of hard to let go of what I was on to next, which is the third part of this equation in this song. So that's my song. That's what that song speaks about. But what that song, the overall umbrella of that song is, I need God more than I need a woman. And that's what it came down to. I was trying to find my happiness in a woman. I was trying to do right with a woman, and only because I didn't want to do wrong by a guy. In other words, living with a woman, knowing I wasn't married to her, but I'm having sex with her. I mean, each and every day, each and every night. So what had happened was, when I got married, I ain't had that problem no more. I can have sex with her. I can do that. We was doing that. But we still had inner problems that was going on. And then I met the next sister, and we got this other situation going on. I really wanted to solidify that. I wanted to be married to her, but I couldn't be married to her knowing I couldn't be the man I needed to be, or I felt I needed to be. So everything that was happening, again, it took me out of church in a sense, because I know I couldn't go back to church each and every Sunday. I couldn't pray to God each and every day knowing I was fornicating every day. I couldn't do it. A lot of people can do it. They don't have no problem with doing it. You know what I mean? Because God is forgiving. But, the laws, the 10 Commandments are the 10 Commandments, yo. And that's the way I live now. I live by the 10. And I think about, I don't go around every day thinking about, okay, I got to know not to put anything ahead of anything ahead of God. I don't have to worry about that. That's automatic. I don't have to worry about worshiping graven images. And for me, that's that white Jesus they got up. Nobody had no image of God. God said, do not worship, do not put any image of me. Somebody came up with this crazy fiasco yesterday that I looked up on the internet. Dude talking about, well, because somebody was inspired to draw God in Christ that was cool. So now you got the picture of God pointing down and touching man, and both of them happen to be Caucasian. I'm keeping it real. And he's touching man, but that's the image of God. God said, do not draw any images of me. He said that, right? So when you go to church every day and you see this Jesus, I mean, whether white or black, making him black don't make it cool either. Real talk. I mean, the fact of the matter is what the fact of the matter is. He was a Jew, was a Hebrew, whatever it was. Everybody know his skin was darker than what he's been portrayed. And they know the picture that they used to make a model of Jesus in the drawing came from some guy over in Italy. Michelangelo's nephew or something. And he became the picture of Christ. Well, Christ said in the second commandment, yo, do not draw me. Do not make no image of me, because you can't make an image of me, because I'm spirit. God is not a man. God is not a human. God is he, because he's just he. But he's spirit. God is spirit, yo. Are you serious? And we go to church every day. Our pastors ain't telling us to strip it down. That's why I'm not in an organized religion. I'm not going to anybody's church. I don't have a problem going into somebody's church. I'm not going to sit up there and listen to the hooping and hollering and hingling banging, and I don't care how you do it. I'm standing up like, yo, dog, what you not telling us? I need to know what you not telling us, because you know more than you're not telling. You know more than you're telling us, and you're not telling us. So my thing is, I need to know what you're not telling me. I don't need to know what you're telling me. I can read that for myself and interpret that for myself. You don't have to lead me to water, because the water is right there. The word is right there in the Bible. You don't have to lead me there. I know what it is. I had a Bible all my life. My mother brought me up to the church. It's what you're not telling me. It's what I'm concerned about. And that's my thing, y'all. That's what it is. So, keep that 10. Keep that 10. Yo, and don't worry about what your pastor's saying. You worry about what he ain't telling you. Real talk. Anybody you talk to. Don't let them give you this sunny and this sunny delight, pie in the sky stuff, man. Because God is serious business. God is serious business. He gonna test you. He gonna give you that hard. He gonna give you that stuff. And let me tell you something right now. If you don't feel chastised by doing what you do, if you living with somebody and you ain't got no business living with somebody and you having sex with them every day, but you going to church every Sunday, and somehow you ain't feeling bothered, you got a problem. If you don't feel convicted, you got a problem, seriously. And the problem is one of two things. You don't want to feel convicted, or God don't let you go. And just imagine that. You come to church every Sunday, you tithing, you doing all this stuff by law that you think you need to do because the pastor need to get your loot. But what he ain't telling you is what he ain't telling you. That if God's leaving you alone and you feeling good every day going home, you hanging out, you doing all this, you around the family, you ain't living right, and you ain't feeling no conviction by that, that's your problem. But then if you ain't feeling no conviction about that, you got another problem. And if you ain't feeling it, you got a problem. Please don't say God let you go. Because if God let you go, you better get with it. Get with the program. I'm just telling you, through testimony, through common sense, through a brother who's keeping it real with you. Because that's what I do. I'm in a position I'm in now that people don't want to listen to me. People are not going to listen to me because of all the things I was saying about women and all that stuff. But see, change comes in change. Change comes in time. My point is still the same. Adam is still Eve. Eve is still Adam. Eve is not going to lead me down to something I ain't got no business doing. See, because I've been doing it too long. I've been doing that too long. I was putting women in front of God because I thought I needed a woman first and then I bring God in. But even Tony Montana had sense. Not in talking about God, but he knew there was a step to progress to getting rich and having that money and being happy for him in a secular way or, in a street way, which is you get the money, then you get the power, and then you get the women. That's how he rolled it. Now, when you're looking at it spiritually, you get God, you get Jesus, you get the Holy Spirit, and then you get the women. And not just women, you get the women, you get to pick for some women. Remember back in the Old Testament, Solomon had a whole bunch of honeys. Real talk. He had a whole bunch of honeys. All these dudes had honeys back in the day. They had honeys. They wasn't living right. You know what I mean? But why is Solomon in the Bible? If he wasn't living right, why he in the Bible? Come on, y'all. You got to set examples. Examples are there for us to say that, God used the least amongst them to make his point. I am the least amongst them. I am not an angel by far, but I'm going to keep them 10 best I can. So I'm saying to y'all, this is your choice. It's your choice to live the life you want to live. You know what's there. Well, me telling you this, you already know. And the way you choose to live your life, whether you say, well, all right, cool, I'm going to wait till the last minute and say, God, forgive me, and amen, it don't work like that. It worked like that for the two guys on the cross next to Jesus when he was like this, and he was like, all right, today you'll be with me in heaven. Today will be met because you truly meant that you didn't want to be a thief anymore. And you truly meant you didn't want to be a murderer, whatever his situation was. And he knew he felt that. Today you'll be with me in paradise. See, everybody ain't going to have that luxury. And speaking of that luxury, your luxury is about to come very soon. Because if Philadelphia was the birthplace of America, then Philadelphia is going to be the downfall of America. And let me tell you how it's working. And then the rest of you can invest and look up yourself. I'm not going to baby scoop you through this. You have to find out the way I found out. You have to be touched and open your head, open your mind, and let your pineal glands start opening up so you can find out what's going on around you right now, because this is going to be a critical month for y'all in September. All right? I'm going to give you 5 or 6 little things that's just tripping right now. First of all, the woman didn't want to marry somebody because she didn't believe in same-sex marriages. Where's she at? She's in jail because Revelation said, you don't receive the mark of the beast, you're not going to be able to buy, sell, or trade. Can she buy, sell, and trade now? No, she in jail. So where you get the mark of the beast from? I'm just telling you what I'm reading. Mark of the beast, everybody think is a hand mark. No, it's the way you think, it's what you do with your hands, what you speak out your mouth. That's the mark of the beast. It's policies, it's laws. That's the mark of the beast. She ain't following the policy, the law, so she in jail. But that's happening now, right? Kevin Hart just left here. Distraction. Got everybody up there, 52, including my family. 52,000 pack, bam, distraction. Beyonce here for the what's called of America, loading down the Parkway. You know who else? You know what else is going down on the Parkway coming very soon, right? In a couple weeks? Distraction. Now find out what all them people got in common. It's up to you to find out what all them people got in common. I can tell you they're rich beyond belief. I'm going to tell you that. Now you figure out the rest. Are they being used as a distraction? Of course they're being used as a distraction. To distract us, mainly. This right here. But don't worry about it. No matter what color you are, Jesus still loves you. God still loves you. But you know you need to get past the distractions, yo. There's going to be a lot of distractions happening to you. And your big distraction is going to be the Pope. That's why I'm not going to be here. So I told my sister, yo, come with me. Let's get out the city so you can relax. Going to be around all this chaos. Because I'm telling you, September is going to be a very important mark. Policies are starting to change around and you don't know because you're being distracted. The media is not telling you what's going on. Everybody going to have a cage and a place to hide. I'm sorry, a cave and a place to hide except you. And if that's the case, it don't matter. Because no matter where you are, if you ain't got a cave to hide, when things start going down, and when things start really going down and popping off, and you ain't got the money to get into your own cave, your own place of protection, you better have this. You better have this. You better have that. If you don't have anything, you better pray for peace. You better pray for a quick one. That's what you better pray for. If people think I'm crazy, you can think what you want to think about me. Or you can take it to heed because a lot of people know what I'm talking about. And the people who don't look at this video, after I load it up, from YouTube up to Facebook, it's totally up to you. But that's okay because only a chosen few is going to be chosen anyway. Because again, narrow is this gate, but wide is this gate. I would rather reach the wide, but if it's just the narrow, then it's the narrow. So that's it. I'm out. RajuR Real Deep Cool. I gave it to you. I gave you some fragrances. Why should I care about fragrances with everything that's getting ready going on in the world? Because I got it. So why not enjoy it? I still got this first though. This is first. I got this because I have it. What I'm going to do, just start throwing my stuff in the trash? I'm going to start giving it away? What am I going to give it away to? Who cares? I'm going to throw it in the trash for? I'm going to waste money? No. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. I'm not putting God over top of this though. When I got this morning, I ain't sprayed this first and say, God, thank you for it. No, it didn't work that way. All right, so look here. I hope you all enjoy the song. I hope you understand what the song is about. I'm going to try to sing it a little bit better. When you go to my site, if you like to check out the song, the track will still be up. And that song is more to me than the 3 relationships, like again, that I'll talk about. That is about being sorry, and it's on me, even to God. Me putting women in front of God. It's all on me. A lot of this I say here can be applied to my spirit. A lot of it. You know, a lot of love songs, if you listen to them, can be applied to God, but they're not, for a reason. Feel me? You got to figure all this out for yourself. I can't teach you. I can't tell you everything. But again, it's a change in my life now. I'm changing. I've been there before. I bounced off for this woman thing, and now I'm back because I know I don't need a woman to make me complete. I don't need a woman to get me into heaven. I need God to get me into heaven. I need to do the right thing to get in heaven. I don't need to be out trying to teach people all this. I don't need to be preaching. I don't need to be doing none of that. I need to be keeping them 10 best I can. I'm still working out the Sabbath because I work on Saturday and Sunday. But I need to keep them 10. All right? That's what I need to do for me. Now I'm just telling you that is your responsibility is to act on it or not. Your responsibility is to be accountable or not. It's totally up to you. But you just don't get into heaven because God is kind. Because God is not a God like that. Spirit can only accept spirit. If your spirit ain't there, then your spirit got to go somewhere else. It's like math. It's not trigonometry. It's light or darkness. I don't want to be in darkness. That's a long time to be in darkness. Eternity, I heard, is long. You know what I mean? Eternal life is long. You have to be there and there. And I hope you guys feel the same way. Me changing my lifestyle to vegetarian. Me changing my life to God, the Lord, and the Holy Spirit. It's on. I'm going to mess up. I know y'all be watching, waiting for me, but don't even worry about it. Holla at your boy. Keep that 10. I'm out.